Hello everybody and welcome back to Fifield Junction, and welcome to the second part of the review of the absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful GWR Class 158 by Bachmann. Obviously, I know it's been a few days now since we actually looked at the model in detail, but we're finally here for part 2 where we can finally see what the performance of this model is really like. Now, I know obviously the model that I got was the DCC ready version, so technically I should be showing you how it runs on DC. However, for a start, I think a lot of you probably aren't going to be running this on DC well, I say that, I do think a lot of you are going to be running this on the DC controller that I have, so the performance that I show you with the DC controller that I have, which is obviously a very basic Hornby train set controller, I don't think a lot of you are going to be using that controller. If you are going to be running this on DC, you're going to be using a far better quality DC controller. So I thought, well, I might as well show you how it runs on DCC with the decoder that I have, because I obviously run DCC. So at least then you can see how this particular model runs on DCC with the decoder that I've used. Because I'm sure probably a lot of people have already reviewed this model on regular DC with better quality DC controllers, or they've used the factory fitted sound model. I doubt many people have reviewed this model with the sound decoder that I have, which is obviously, I'd say, better quality and with a better sound file than the factory version. So she has had her decoder fitted. It's a Plux 22 decoder that needs to go into this particular model. It's in this particular unit as well, somewhere around here. The socket is obviously in the underframe. Now, whilst obviously Bachmann have tried to make it easy for you to fit DCC to this model, however, it really is not as easy as they tried to make it. It is quite a bit of a faff, to be honest, to fit a decoder into this particular model. Obviously, because it's in the underframe, obviously yes, it does make it easier, because you don't have to worry about taking the body off or anything. However, I think they could have done a better job of finding a way for you to fit the decoder, because the way you obviously fit the way you fit the decoder on this particular model is a part of the underframe needs to be removed, and it's friction fitted. It's basically clipped into place. However, it does not come off as easily as they make it out in the instructions. It is a bit more difficult, and I did end up having to glue a section of the underframe back on because it basically the section of underframe that needs to be removed, it just did not want to come off in one piece. So I ended up having to glue it back together, which obviously you really don't want to be doing on a brand new model. Secondly, once you do get the section of underframe off, it really is not easy to get the blanking plate out. If I just show you the blanking plate, which is just here, this is the Plux 22 blanking plate that has come out of this particular model. Basically, the gap that Bachmann have provided in the underframe, it's basically ever so slightly wider than the blanking plate is, so it is not easy for you to get leverage to actually pull the blanking plate out. It actually took me several minutes just to get the blanking plate out, because I had to prise it up slowly from various angles, and there really isn't a lot of room to do that. So they really have not made it easy for you. Once you get it out, it is then fairly easy to put the decoder in. It goes in quite easily, so that's fairly easy to do. So once it's in, it's fine, but actually getting the underframe off and getting the blanking plate out, it really isn't easy. They really have not. Whilst they have tried to make it easy, and they have obviously tried to put some thought into it, but it's not really the best solution they've done there. They could have done a slightly better job on this, to be honest, to make it easier for you to fit DCC. But anyway, the decoder's in, it's been fitted. She's running quite well, if a bit noisy, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the cordless motors. Whilst they do provide smooth running, they are quite noisy. They're not the best motors, I'd say. Other people will probably disagree with me. Your one may run a lot better than this, but my particular one, it is quite noisy, especially at high speeds, and it does actually drone out the sound quite a bit. So I definitely need to upgrade the speaker, to be honest, because obviously the standard Sugar Cube is not great, but it's not too bad. The sound is okay. Well, it's very, very good actually, especially with this particular sound file, the Legman Biffo one. It is very good. However, it's just the mechanism in general. It's not absolutely brilliant, I'd say. It's could be better, it could be quieter, it could be smoother, but it's not too bad. But if we just put her lights on, there we go, we can see the headlights there. Oh, whoops, just knocked the tankers over. That's all right, I can pick those up in a moment. We can see the headlights there, they look very, very good. And we can see the destination board lights up as well. And if we change direction, we can see we've got the tail lights there. If I just move her along a little bit, okay, no, you still won't be able to see them, we'll see those later, but she has got both tail lights there. And as you can see, the destination board is still lit up. Now, obviously, she does have working door lights as well. Whether these work without the sound on, I'm not sure. But if we try function 4, will they work? Okay, no, they won't, so we'll have to wait till we start the sound up for us to try those. But she has obviously got interior lights as well, and they are on function 12 on this decoder. So if I select that, there we go. And it's quite strange there, there's actually a slight flicker when they come on. So I don't know if it's supposed to do that, or whether that's actually realistic, I'm not too sure. But if we just do that again, if I just turn them off, and then turn them back on again, you can see there's a bit of a flicker when they come on, which is actually quite nice, to be honest. I think it's quite unique. And for some reason the tail lights have gone off as well. I don't think I turned them off, but oh well. But if we go back, if we put the lights back on again, there we go. Again, going this way again. Now, obviously she is letting my biffo sound, so let's try some of the functions. So we'll try a couple of the horns. That's quite nice, not too bad. There's function 8, which is obviously that's the toilet. Quite a unique function that. A function 10, I believe, is the guard's whistle, which we can't play without the sound. Function 11, I think, is the driver or guard to driver sort of buzzer, and we can't play that either. Okay, let's get the engine running, then we should be able to listen to a few more of the sounds. And you can probably hear that there is a little bit of an echo when the engine starts up with this particular speaker, but that should go away once we put the better speaker at some point in the future. And if we just start the second engine, there we go. Okay, now that the engine's running, let's try the door lights. There we go, that's quite nice. And if we close them again, there we go. Now let's try the guard's whistle. That's quite nice. And we'll do function 11 as well. There we go. And then there's obviously various other functions as well, if you want to do them. There we go. Right, let's get her running and we'll see what she's like. I'll try and run her. I won't run her too quickly so that we don't get a lot of noise from the mechanism, but I'll try and run her at a fairly realistic speed. But anyway, let's see what she's like. Well, she's running quite smoothly. There's a little bit of a squeak coming from her, but she is still fairly new. Hopefully some more running, getting some more miles on the clock, getting the mechanism a bit more bed in. Hopefully she should be a lot better. I shouldn't need to do anything to her really in terms of servicing, since she's brand new. But yeah, not too bad. Very, very nice model. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to check out this video. Feel free to give it a like, be sure to leave a comment, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.